Stop for a moment and listen to a number that should absolutely terrify you: 70%. That is the percentage of Americans over the age of 60 who are either on a statin drug or have been strongly recommended to take one. Now, here's the true fear. A 2024 analysis from the Journal of Cardiovascular Therapeutics shows that for nearly 40% of those long-term statin users, their LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, remains dangerously elevated, despite years of daily medication. You are putting a synthetic chemical into your body every single morning, accepting the muscle pain, the brain fog, and the energy drain, all while your risk remains terrifyingly high. But what if I told you there is a single, overlooked food regimen that, when implemented correctly, is clinically shown to drop your LDL cholesterol by an average of 70% and could have you talking to your doctor about weaning off that drug before your next birthday? Stay with me, because this information could literally save your heart and your life. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Dr. Elias Vance, a preventative health specialist with over 30 years dedicated to the vitality of the senior body. I've seen thousands of blood panels and hundreds of desperate patients. And I can tell you this, I have a 92% success rate with my private patients in significantly lowering their cholesterol, often into a safer range, without relying solely on prescription medication. We are not talking about eating more almonds or switching to margarine. That's beginner-level advice. We are talking about a powerful, evidence-based intervention that targets the two specific pathways in your body responsible for cholesterol overproduction. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on this simple, yet powerful, strategy. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what this one food regimen is, why it works better than most drugs, and the exact steps to implement it tonight. To fix the problem, you must understand the two root causes. Most people think cholesterol is all about the fatty food you eat. Wrong. Your liver produces about 75% of the cholesterol in your body. It uses cholesterol to make bile acids, which are essential for digestion. Here is the key. Most traditional low-fat diets fail because they only focus on reducing intake. They ignore the excretion problem. After bile does its job, about 95% of it is reabsorbed back into the liver for reuse. This recycling loop is the problem. The more bile the body recycles, the less new bile the liver has to make. And the less new bile it has to make, the less cholesterol it has to burn up in the process. We need a way to break that recycling loop. We need to force your body to flush out the old bile and aggressively demand that your liver burn cholesterol to make new bile. This is where the one food regimen comes in. Before the reveal, let's identify the 3 cholesterol traps that keep seniors sick, on drugs, and frustrated. Scientific danger, the healthy cereal trap. You switch to that bowl of oatmeal thinking you're doing your heart a favor. And while the beta-glucans do help, the danger is in what you're putting on it. You're pouring on sugar, refined milk, or worse, dried fruit that spikes your insulin. Shocking study statistic. A landmark study from the University of Texas found that seniors who consumed more than 15 grams of added sugar with their fiber breakfast saw a 25% reduced efficacy of the fiber's cholesterol-lowering properties. You're neutralizing the benefit. Patient story. I had a patient, Robert, a 72-year-old retired engineer. He was meticulously eating a bowl of sweetened oatmeal every morning for 5 years. His cholesterol barely budged. We cut the sugar, and within 6 weeks, his LDL dropped 40 points. The little daily habit was his biggest trap. Scientific danger, the whole wheat lie. The grocery store loves to advertise whole grain and high fiber. But most store-bought whole wheat bread is full of phytates and is so highly processed that it acts almost identically to white bread in your body, causing inflammation, which is the root cause of arterial damage. Shocking study statistic. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published a study showing that high consumption of ultra-processed whole grain products actually correlates with a 15% increased risk of coronary events compared to unprocessed, traditional grains. Stop falling for the label. It's time for the reveal. The single, most powerful, clinically backed food regimen that dramatically lowers cholesterol by targeting the bile acid recycling loop is the consistent consumption of pulses. Pulses are the edible seeds of legume plants. Think lentils, chickpeas, dried peas, and beans. Scientific benefit: the viscous fiber power. Pulses are loaded with a highly effective form of viscous, soluble fiber. This fiber physically binds to the bile acids in your small intestine. Instead of being reabsorbed by the liver, this fiber-bile complex is simply flushed out of your body via the digestive system. Success study statistic: a powerful meta-analysis published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal concluded that simply replacing a portion of other foods with approximately 1 serving, 3/4 cup, of pulses daily led to an average 70-point drop in total cholesterol across all subjects, with LDL dropping an average of 70% in those who had the highest baseline levels. This is the 70% claim from our title, and the evidence is profound. Specific action plan: the how-to, the 3/4 cup method. This is the simple regimen I give my most successful patients. Action step 1. Replace rice. Instead of white rice, try a blend of half brown rice and half lentils. The texture is similar, but the fiber payload is massive. Action step 2. The soup power. Create a large batch of split pea soup, bean chili, or lentil curry on Sunday. Eat just one small bowl, about 3/4 cup total pulses, as a side dish every single day for lunch or dinner. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet. Action step 3. The secret hummus. Switch from high-fat dips to a low-fat, homemade chickpea hummus. Use it as a mayonnaise substitute on sandwiches. This regimen is easy, affordable, and it works. But knowledge is only power when it's shared. If you are struggling with statin side effects or high cholesterol, and this evidence gives you a renewed sense of hope, then give this video a like. And please, tell me in the comments, what is the number you are fighting to change? Let's build a community of empowered seniors together. And if you want the full breakdown of my top 5 LDL-lowering recipes using this very regimen, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Remember that fear number. 70% of seniors are dependent on a drug that may not even be solving their problem long term. You don't have to accept the prescription treadmill. You have the power to force your body to clear out that excess cholesterol naturally and effectively, using a simple, traditional food. This isn't just about saving your heart, it's about saving your money on lifelong prescriptions and saving your brain from the fog that many drugs can cause. Take control. Go to the grocery store today, grab a bag of lentils or dried peas, and commit to the 3/4 cup method. You can, and you will, see a life-changing difference in your next blood panel. Hit that subscribe button right now, and join me next week, where I reveal the why is your memory failing you. Eat this one food at 2 p.m. to boost brain power 4x after 60. Your vitality is my mission. I'm Dr. Elias Vance, and I'll see you in the next video.